Hello you guys and welcome back to my channel. I'm coming at you with another video today on these brushes from Amazon that I haven't opened yet. That were, I believe, $8.99. Let me check and make sure. So it says here on Amazon that these are $8.99. It looks like there's 15 or 16 brushes. My Nana, actually, my mom's mom, sent me this link and asked if I would be interested in trying them out, and I told her of course, because affordable brushes are, good affordable brushes are always something I'm looking for, especially with having a YouTube channel, so that I have, you know, variety for my viewers, and I can suggest, I'm so stuffy, I'm so sorry, I think I have a sinus infection. Anyways, I want to be able to suggest high quality brushes for a cheap price, which of course Amazon would be a good place to start. I don't know, I love Morphe brushes. I ordered a Morphe brush set, but with Morphe you have to wait quite a while, and Morphe doesn't have any brush sets this cheap, so I wanted to open the package with you guys on camera. Well, this is a nice little package it comes in. It comes in a box like this, and on the back it shows what each different brush, well, what they want you to try and use it for. This brush set got a 4.5 out of 5 rating on Amazon, so I'm going to try to use as many of them as I can. Yeah, so I'm just going to go off of the brush guide on the back and use the brushes accordingly, obviously, and give my honest review on them. I didn't realize that this set had eye brushes as well, so I'm going to apply some eyeshadow as well, I guess. So, oh, there's a note. Here it also tells you what they want you to use each brush for. And this note basically just says how to get rid of the smell from it being in a bag, but I don't really, oh, I smell it, oh, I smell it. But I mean, I guess after one use you usually wash your brushes anyways. So I'm going to go off of this guide and use these brushes according to what they're supposed to be used for. Aren't my dogs always barking? Ma'am! So going in with primer, I'm using the Milani Prime Perfection Face Primer, which this video isn't really about the products I'm using, so I'm not going to go into too much detail about that. But I am going to follow my usual steps in makeup that work for me, because that's the most fair way to test out makeup brushes. Obviously, you don't want to try a new product or a new method of doing your makeup, because then you won't know if it's the brush that came out crappy or the new method or product that you use, if that makes sense. Yeah, I'm wearing a giant Detroit vs. Everybody hoodie. Like I said, I'm sick, so please excuse my voice. I hate the sound of people's voices when they're sick, so it's kind of driving me crazy right now. But I really wanted to film this and get it up, especially for my grandma to see how I enjoyed these products. This is supposed to be their, okay, it's already shedding a little bit, which is normal for new brushes. This is supposed to be a flat foundation brush. Blends liquid or cream products onto flat areas of the face, such as the forehead and the cheeks. So this reminds me a lot of my Morphe Y6 flat top brush, which I threw away because it fell apart once I started washing it. I'm going to go in with my Wet n Wild Photo Focus foundation and buff this into my skin. I'm pretty excited to try these brushes because they're affordable, and it's like kind of hard, I feel like, to find like good affordable brushes. I don't know why. Okay, I feel like that's enough. With a brush like this, a flat top brush, I like to just push the foundation into my skin like this, rather than swiping, because that's just going to move your product around. This will kind of push it into your pores and keep it in keep it in the area that you placed the product. I'm liking this. I really am. It's very soft. And it seems like it's really providing a lot of coverage compared to some of the foundation brushes that I've had. Okay, this is nice. I'm looking over here because I have a mirror. I just want to see how it really looks on my skin, and I think it really looks freaking beautiful. Wow. This is going to be a long video because I am reviewing brushes, but that's okay. I really, really like this brush. As you can see, it did soak up a little bit of product. You can kind of see a little mark right here, but that is normal with synthetic brushes. These obviously aren't real hair brushes, but I really, really like the way my foundation came out. One thing I probably would do, just because I'm used to it and it makes me feel like the foundation seeps into the skin even more, is I would take a beauty blender or beauty sponge, whichever that you have, and just pounce the product into my skin even more, just to make it look even more natural. There is some shedding, like I said, but hopefully that will go away once I wash them. It is normal for brushes to do that, like I said. So this brush right here is supposed to be used for concealer. It is a small tapered brush. It's used for exact placement of concealer on harder to reach areas such as around the eyes, nose, chin, and around the mouth. So let's just see how that works. I'm going to put some concealer on the back of my hand first on one side, and then on the other side I'll place the concealer and we'll see which side looks better. So I just have some on the back of my hand and I'm going to pick some of the product up. I have so much darkness, especially because I'm sick right now. Okay, I'm liking the way that this brush is placing the product. I usually, like, no matter what, have to use a beauty sponge around my eyes for my concealer, because I kind of have a lot of creases and I'm so out of it. And I just like the way it really like smooths out under my eyes. But as you can see, there's a good amount of products there, and a lot of it, a lot of the darkness is covered up. So if I didn't have my beauty sponge, I would probably just push my concealer in like this. And yeah, that looks very beautiful. So if I was traveling and I like didn't want to bring a lot of products, I would probably bring this brush set. So on this side, we're going to try to just swipe the concealer like this instead of taking it off of the back of our hand, and push in the concealer this way. It's crazy with Amazon because you kind of never know what you're gonna get. And my Nana said that she really enjoys these brushes and that they feel very luxurious, which I agree. I think that this concealer brush is very nice, but like I said, it doesn't blend the product out very well. But I am a beauty sponge type of person when it comes to concealer. So some people don't like beauty sponges and they really just like to use brushes. So I think that this would be a very nice brush for that. Like I said, I'm just going to kind of pat out the rest of the concealer. Like that. My makeup is looking very nice. I'm going to take a little bit more on the back of my hand and highlight the other areas that I normally would. So this brush here is the tapered brush, best for concealing under the eyes and nose, and hard to reach areas of the face. So I'm assuming this is for powder. I wouldn't use this for concealer. Of course, you can use these brushes for anything you want to use them for, but I would rather, for the review, just kind of go with their guide. So I'm taking my trusty Kat Von D Lock It Setting Powder in the shade Translucent. Some in the cap, and I'm just going to, wow, this brush picked up a lot of product, if you can see that. I'm just gonna, wow, yeah, that's very nice. Looks very, very freaking beautiful. Good job to my Nana, because she picked out some very nice brushes for me, and I'm very happy to be reviewing them right now. So I'm gonna also place this here where I put my highlight here. I always conceal with setting powder. I always put setting powder in my smile lines. Here is a closer view of my foundation, my concealer, and the powder that I place under my eyes. It looks not very creasy at all. This side, I have a lot of darkness. I always have. I see a little bit of darkness here, but the product looks very nice on the skin. This brush here, this is an angled brush. Fits all areas of the face seamlessly, works especially well on the cheekbones and contours of the nose. So I'm going to go in with this Pure Cosmetics Contour Collection contour palette. This is old, but you can find it online. My mom picked it up from a store a couple years back. I don't know what store or where she got it from, but I know they have it online. So I used all of this middle shade here. I'm going to go in with this first one. So it seems to be picking up product pretty well, if you can see that. I'm just going to do one of those so I don't get too much product. And let's see. So I really love this angled brush. This product usually comes out pretty, very dark on my skin, but I feel like, I don't know, I feel like it really blended that product out well. It does fit very well in your, right here, like here. It looks very seamless and beautiful. This brush actually is not shedding as much as I thought it would be. Definitely going to be using this one again. I'm very pleased with these so far. So let's move on to the nose contour. This is their small angled brush. It says that it is to apply product to areas such as the side of the nose and the hollows of the cheeks. So I'm going to use this to contour down the sides of my nose, which is hard to do because a lot of brushes aren't this small and precise, and a lot of them don't have that straight angle. I feel like this is going to be good. So I'm going to pick up that same product out of my Pure Cosmetics palette, and let's see. Woo! It adds like a lot of, wow, a lot of pigment. If you can see that, that's a lot. Oh, wow. Wow, this is like a very nice nose contour brush. Even though I applied a lot of color, like a lot of pigment, it seems to be like very easy to blend out with this. So same thing for my nose contour. I might just take a dampened beauty sponge and kind of soften it up, because this is very, very harsh. Or just like a brush with no product on it, kind of just soften it and smooth it out, because in the mirror it does look like very, very dark lines. I might have to play with this a little bit more, but so far it seems very convenient with this angle. It makes it more convenient to draw a straight line down the side of your nose and on the bottom. Make it a little less nut. Brush and this one here are very, very similar, if you can see. This one kind of has a little bit more of a harsh angle to it, which is what I use for my contour. These are so very soft, let me say. And this one here is supposed to be for blush or bronzer. So I'm gonna kind of just go in with bronzer too. I'm gonna use the more of a soft angled brush. It picks up a lot of pigment. I'm gonna say that, which could be wasteful. But let me just see. I'm looking very, very, very chiseled and like dark, which is, I love it. I freaking love it. This is gonna be ruined because I'm about to blow my nose, but I'm so sick. Actually, I'll just do one of these. I'll just like, no, I haven't blown my nose. Ugh, freaking ruined. So this brush here is the one of 3 eyeshadow brushes. It says that it is a precision round brush. Apply eyeshadow base or primer onto the lid. So using this brush and the Shadow Chaser out of the Naked Heat palette, I'm using this light shade to dust this color all over my eyes, which is what it says this brush is for. Which I would usually do anyway to soften up any concealer or primer that I would use. I usually don't use eyeshadow primer, but sometimes I get on a kick and I do it. But right now I'm just using this to soften up the concealer. This brush could really be used to just add a base for the next shadow you're going to be going into if you're doing a dramatic look, or it can be used to just add some type of bronzer or anything all over your crease, all over your eye, if you're just doing a quick makeup look and you're like on the go. I really do like this brush. And next we're going to be trying the, what is this? Small flat angled brush. It is a concealer, particularly well around the eyes and nose, but I'm not going to use it for concealer. I'm going to try this brush for eyeshadow. I like the angle that it has on it. I'm going to use it kind of to just fit a shade right in this area. If you can go in with the shade Sauced from the Naked Heat palette and try to work this color into my upper crease. I'm going to get a little closer. Okay. I like this brush a lot to add some color into the crease. I don't think that it's a good brush for building any type of pigment in a particular area because it is so large. But for like a transition shade or a crease color, if you're going to be adding darker colors even lower, I think this is a nice brush. It's very soft, but like I said, it seems a little bit too fluffy to really build up a color in that area, but it is nice to just lay down one initial shade as, like I said, a transition shade or anything like that. I do have my retainer in, so just like bear with me. I do have a little bit of a lisp. I need to keep wearing it the way I used to. I like stopped wearing it as much because I was like filming and stuff, but I need to not do that. I need to keep wearing it. I'll figure out how to talk without a lisp. Actually, this brush set comes with 5 different face brushes. all of these here. This brush here is the Face Flat Angled Brush, which was what I used for contouring. It made my skin look very smooth. Once again, these are very, very soft brushes, so that's more than likely why. And I think that this brush fits perfectly in this area around here under the lip to do a little bit on the forehead. I think it's a very nice shape for the face. So I give this brush a I would say a 10 out of 10. I really like this. So this brush here is called the Face Flat Brush. I used it for foundation. It is shedding quite a bit, which, like I said 100 times, probably will start to calm down once I wash them. I really like how precise I can get with this brush. It's just very small. It fits in each of these areas, like around my nose, on the side of my nose, and it's very soft once again. I really like the way my foundation came out with this brush. Like I said, I probably would use a wet beauty sponge just to push the product even more into my skin, but that's a self-preference thing. Not everyone does that. I would give this brush a 8 out of 10. I really like it. I used this brush for powder, all over powder on my face. I like how tiny it is, even though it would be nice if it was a bit bigger and a bit more fluffy, just so that I'm not pushing so much powder into such small areas, if that makes sense. If it was larger, I could get a bigger area of my face done a lot quicker. But it is a very soft brush and it didn't shed very much. I would probably give this one a 7 out of 10. I really do like it, but like I said, it probably could be a bit larger and still do the same thing. So this brush here is the Face Angled Brush. This is the brush I used for bronzer. The only thing with it is that it picked up a lot of powder out of my bronzer, which usually this Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer doesn't get that powdery. It doesn't like have that much kickback and dust. So I'm just going to assume it's the brush because my other brushes don't do that. But I do like the little angle on it. It's very soft, very nice for bronzing. I would give this brush a 10 out of 10. I really like it. So normally to set my concealer with any type, whatever powder I use the e.l.f. small tapered brush here because it fits perfectly in this little area here. As you can see, it kind of just fits. It's just like... it kind of like snatches that area, that whole cheekbone. I really, really like this brush out of this set. This is the Face Tapered Brush. It got a large area of my under eyes done a lot quicker than my small taper brush normally would. I really think I'm going to be using this a lot more. And I like how it picked the product up. It really just like brightened and like set that area, you know? You can see it's very like very bright and snatched. I love that look. This tapered area here, this very skinny top, fits in my crease right here, and I can just go and push down and get that straight line on the side of my nose, as you can see, like this. With my tiny brush, I kind of have to like go down and it doesn't look as nice. I love the shape of this. I love how large it is, and I love the way it picked up the product. So I'm going to give this brush a 10 out of 10. There is no complaints with it. I really love it. And also, if you wanted to do a really, really intense contour, this would be perfect, this brush, to just like and really, really get in that cheekbone area and get very precise. Eyeshadow brush, which is supposed to be used all over the lid to kind of prime. This brush set is more geared towards the base of your face rather than eyeshadow and eyebrows and all of the extra. I like how large it was. It did seem to really spread out the light color that I would normally put on top of my concealer or my eyeshadow primer, which I don't use very much. I really like how large it was. It could be a little bit smaller, maybe just to kind of get higher up in this brow area. I don't have my brows done, so excuse me. But I would give this brush probably a 7 out of 10. It isn't shedding too much, and it seemed to really disperse the product nicely. Each of these concealer brushes are essentially for the same thing. They're for fitting into small areas, such as around your nose, in this eye area, around here. Small spots that are hard to usually get to with a larger brush. But I used this one here, which the smaller brushes don't have any name on them, which I kind of don't like. But the large brushes do, so I guess, you know, whatever. I mean, it's $8.99, so like I'm not gonna complain. They're very nice brushes. This one was supposed to be used for applying product such as to the side of the nose and the hollows of the cheeks. I used it for my nose contour, and I'm gonna give it a 6 out of 10. I really like how small it is. I like the angle on it. It makes it easy to kind of give a straight line down the side and the bottom of your nose, but it seemed to pick up a lot of product, a lot more product than I would normally use to contour my nose, just because I don't want it too harsh. I don't want it looking like I'm trying to contour my nose. I want it to be very natural and soft. But that is another point that I would probably just grab my beauty sponge and soften it up. So this next concealer brush looks like this. It's kind of like a baby one of the contour brush that we used. I really like how it's dense towards this area and then it fluffs up, which just means that the product will get softer on this top area here. So when I was placing the product, it seemed to kind of make it darker down here and soften as I went up, which is essentially the look that you want for your eyeshadow, of course. So I really liked it for that. I probably wouldn't use this for concealer, and like I said, I don't use brushes for concealer. I just don't. I really like this for my eyeshadow. So I guess we could say there's 2 eyeshadow brushes in this, whichever you'd want to use it for. Didn't get to use this flat brush here. It says that it's for spot concealing as well, which I don't really know how much I would use it. I mean, I guess, you know, maybe like really getting in around the nose. I'm gonna give this probably a 2 out of 10 because I'm not too sure what it would really be good for. It's an okay brush. Final brush is the concealer brush that I used. So this seemed to very nicely disperse the product around my eyes, up in this area right here, my T-zone, on the bridge of my nose, the top of my lip, and my chin. I really like how it pushed the product around and brightened. It didn't make the product go away, but it blended it out very nicely on these areas of my face. So this area, if I'm ever trying to brighten the bridge of my nose, the top of my lip, and my chin, I would use this. I would use this to brighten and kind of contour. But for under my eyes, this is a no-go. It didn't seem to just do what I like my beauty sponge to do. I just love my beauty sponge. Like this, probably a 5 out of 10 because it's nice for these areas, but I don't think it's very good for the under eyes. This could also be used as a detailing brush for the outer corner of your eyeshadow. I really hope that you guys liked this brush review. I tried to go into detail and into depth. Like I said, these brushes are only $8.99. You get 1, 2, 3, 4, oh my god, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, you get 10 brushes for $8.99. That's less than obviously $1 a piece. They're very good quality. They're very soft. They pick up the product very well. I do think that this brush set is a very useful brush set to buy. Even if you don't use the tiny little concealer brushes, the face brushes are well worth it. And a lot of people have Amazon Prime, so that literally makes it a $9 brush set that you get shipped to you for free, and I literally got mine like in 2 days. Now I'm also getting another brush set that she ordered me with a lot more eyeshadow brushes, so I'm going to be reviewing that as well. But I really suggest these brushes. I love them. They're very soft. Who would have known that Amazon would have such good brush sets? I will keep you guys updated in my next video. You guys know how, if they shedded, how well they washed, if they kind of fell apart, you know, that's kind of like the deal with it. I suggest these brushes. I think they are a bang for your buck. You get 10 brushes for $8.99. I didn't say I like these brushes if I didn't. I'll hurt my Nana's feelings if I have to. Like, I like them. I'm going to link the exact brushes off of Amazon below in the description box. Thank you guys for watching this. This is going to be a long video, but if you held in, thank you for staying with me. Just so you guys know, you can also click the little settings area in the top right of the screen on your phone, like when you're watching this video, and you can speed it up to 2 times or 1.5 times to make the video go by faster. It'll kind of make me like talk really fast, but I do that for a lot of videos that are very long if I don't have a lot of time to watch them. But I wanted to make sure I went into depth for you guys. So thank you for being here. Thank you for watching. Subscribe to my channel. Give me a thumbs up. Yeah. Bye!